I've come to terms that I think that 70, I'm going to say 65. I'm going to say, no, 65 to 70% of the black community is mentally challenged. Like, I mean, we have all the potential in the world, but if you look at the masses, we're mentally challenged. The reason I say this is because, and honestly, can't 100% blame everybody, because some people are not self-aware to understand that they are still conditioned. They are mentally conditioned from slavery still. The reason I say that is because once we once we became slaves, and once we became free, we were stripping away from culture. So now we're trying to find ourselves and find our identities. Like, so we're just all over the place. We're trying to come back to our spirituality. We're trying to come back to who we were, and we just don't know. We just don't know. So we have to adapt to the other cultures around us. And then, of course, some of the innate, cultural, the innate, just cultural aspects of being black. Like, when it comes to music, that's innate. Like, that fact that we're dominant in things, that's an innate feature of being black. The fact that, with music and everything we do, we just pretty much dominate. That's one thing that we can say that we can identify as is very dominating and domineering people. But it's outside of that, I don't think we know who we have a sense of who we are as a people. And that just sometimes makes me wonder, like, is the fight for the black community, is it even like worth it anymore? And when I sit and think about it, I'm like, yeah, it is worth it, because it just brings me to this point. The community is messy. Our community is so messy. It's sick right now. Like, we're not shining the light on the positive things anymore. Like, we're shining the light on Blueface and Krishan. We're shining the light on Diddy and Cassie, which, people, what you do in the dark does come to the light. So we are starting to see, like, these powerful people, although they get all this money and riches and fame, they still do the work of Satan. They still do the work of the devil. So that lets us know, who should we continue to support? And it's kind of hard, because music is like a drug. Music is therapy to a lot of people. And we listen to it, and we connect to it. But sometimes it's coming through the vessel of a demonic person. So it's just, when I say, is the fight for the black community worth it? It is, because I have a black daughter. I have black nieces and nephews and little cousins. And the community is telling black boys that they should be this way. They don't push, they push them to be football players and basketball players and drug dealers, but they don't push them to be doctors and lawyers, and they don't push them to be anybody that can actually make change. They don't push our children to be politicians or anything, or to even think that he could be or she could be the next president of the United States. We don't push knowledge and education on our children. We push talent and entertainment. We push them to be entertainers and stuff like that. So the fight is for the future. It's not for the adults. At this point, it's just for the future. It's for our babies. Because we got black women going around talking about their booty hole brown. We got black women talking about their private parts of the world. Black women who are mothers. We got black women allowing themselves to be walked like dogs. We got black women embarrassing themselves to the world, fighting people all the time and walking around with missing teeth in their mouth. Like, we got black women who are gaining a fan base who really does not deserve a fan base. And when you think about, okay, they're going to have fans, can't tell people not to like somebody, but once you realize that these people have millions and millions of fans, it lets you know those are millions and millions of mentally challenged people. And majority of them are black people, black Americans. So it's just like, it's just getting messy out here, y'all. It's just getting messy. It's just getting sick. And nobody's holding anybody accountable. There's one person who's holding people accountable, and it's actually starting to be effective. And his name is D1. He's a rapper. But outside of that, ain't nobody really trying to stand up in the name of God, in the name of truth, in the name of righteousness, to help to help redirect the energy to us lifting up the high vibration, the high vibrational aspect of the Black community versus the low vibrational aspect. It's so easy to do the low vibrational because it's easy to operate as a low vibrational person. It's hard to be strong. It's hard to walk with intellect and want to do the right things. And it's hard to serve God. And this world that we live in, it's hard. That's why your reward will be in heaven once you fight off the devil and he flees. See, people are surviving in this world. Majority of the people who are famous and who are thriving is because they have worldly wisdom. They have the worldly way of doing things. So they're smart. They're smart when it comes to the world, but they have no clue when it comes to God. And that's why their spirits is all in turmoil. And that's why they just have all these issues. You know, more money, more problems. So it's just like, I pray to see a change. But you know, in the Bible, it does speak on prophecies that in the last days, people will be lovers of themselves and seekers of pleasure, and they will not listen to sound doctrine. People will be selfish. People will be envious. And that's just what we are right now. So I just pray that when people stand up for the truth, that's telling all of God's people, you know, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Not everybody's going to wake up. Not everybody's going, the message of waking up is not going to resonate with everybody. And everybody believes that they're woke. They believe they woke, but they woke in minuscule things. They're woke in things that really don't matter. They complicate simple truths to sound smarter than what they really are. But when it says wake up, because the Bible talks about being woke, that means God's people, it's time to wake up. Like it ain't no game out here no more. Like, it's just real stuff. So if you call yourself a child of God, you will walk in that way. You will walk in the way. You will walk in the way. You will shame the devil. You will condition and you will strive to want what's best and strive for, you know, what's good. You will not support the devil and his antics and the pawns that he used to continue to create confusion and immorality and perversion in people and Black people. So this fight is for my daughter. It's for my babies. This is what this fight is for. Because I want them to grow up to know who they are. And the number one aspect of knowing who you are is knowing whose you are. And that is, you are a child of God. That is where your identity comes from. It's God. He gives you purpose. He gives you a mission. And I am here to help them know what that is and find what that is. I'm not here to think life is cute and sweet and living recklessly and continues to live recklessly. Because we all have done things, you know what I'm saying? But I'm 31 years old. Have a 6-year-old daughter. And this ain't no game out here. So we just all, if you really care about your people, we just need to continue to speak up and stop uplifting the low vibration, the dysfunction in the community. We need to lift up the good and the God. We need to continue to shine a light on the positivity. It'll never happen because people are so miserable and misery loves company. But for the real children of God, of Yahweh, we will continue to stand up and speak the truth and shame the devil. So I pray and hope that all of God's people come together. Not everybody is God's people, but God's people, it's time to come together. And I just want to say thank you for just listening to me ramble. Thank you for just, tuning in. My name is Vanessa, and you have a great night. Whoever you are, have a great night. Stay blessed, and I will see you next time.